Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be creating this monochromatic berry toned look. I love these tones and I absolutely love doing monochromatic looks. I think they're super easy and you don't have to do liner. You can just pop on mascara after eyeshadow and call it a day. This look looks very intricate, but it's super easy to do. So if you want to know how I created this look, then just keep watching. So first I'm going into my Colourpop and Kathleenlights Zodiac palette using the shade Libra. And I'm just using a MAC 224 brush to just lightly wash this color in the crease as my first transition shade. And I'm bringing this pretty high in the crease, just so that there's a light, even wash of color. And now I'm going in with a bone-colored shadow from the Just Peachy Matte's Too Faced palette called Peach Meringue, just to soften the edges. And now going in with the shade Peach Sangria and a MAC 217 brush to just deepen the crease. I'm keeping the shade a little bit lower than the first transition shade, just so that there's a soft, even blend between the two colors. And I'm going back in with my MAC 224 brush just to blend those two colors together with no additional product on the brush. And once those colors are blended together, I'm going back in with that same color just to deepen the crease once more. And back with the blending just to make sure the edges are soft. Now I'm going in with the shade Sagittarius and a Morphe E17, which is just a more precise crease brush, just to add a little bit more definition to the outer part of the crease. And I'm just stamping it along the outer third of the lid and blending it up into the outer third of the crease, just so that there's a very smoky effect to the outer part of the eye. Now I'm going to use the shade Scorpio and a Morphe B83 brush, and I'm spritzing that with some Morphe setting spray to intensify the pigment and also prevent fallout. If you spray a metallic shade, it makes it so much more vibrant. And I'm going back in with the shade Peach Sangria just to blend those two shades together, and using a clean MAC 224 brush just to soften the edges of the crease. Now I'm going in with the shade Cancer using my Morphe E36 brush and spritzing that with some Morphe setting spray and putting this in the inner corner and blending it up into the lid. First time I'm actually trying out this foundation. This is the new NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation, and I'm just using my damp beauty blender to blend this all out over the skin. If you dampen your beauty blender, it will not only add more hydration to the skin, but it will also make sure that you don't over apply product because it won't soak up into the dry sponge. And bringing this down the neck so that there's no line under the jaw. Now I'm going in with the Josie Maran Vibrancy Argan Oil Concealer. I'm using this under the eyes and to highlight the face. It's pretty close to the shade of my foundation, but I love the consistency of this concealer. It's super hydrating and it doesn't crease under my eyes or look really heavy. When I'm tan, this is the perfect shade for my concealer. Now I'm going in with the Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer in Whiteout to brighten the concealer I just put on so it matches my skin a little bit better. This is such a staple product to have in your freelance kit, but also just to have in order to brighten products that may not match your skin tone if you end up getting a little bit more fair. And now I'm going in with the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Chisel palette and mixing the shades Halo and Enhance. And I'm mixing the pink and yellow shades just to make it more of a neutral color. And I'm using this to set the concealer and my foundation. Now I'm going in with the contour shade in the palette called Princess Cut and my MAC 168 contour brush. And I'm using the shade to chisel out my cheekbones and also to contour my nose. I'm just using a MAC 224 brush. And I'm just keeping this on the sides of my nose, right underneath, to lift the nose and right underneath my bottom lip. And I'm just going in with those two lighter shades in the palette just to soften that contour. And now picking up the bronzer shade called Angle and a MAC 135 brush, which is a much larger powder brush, to bronze the skin and add more warmth along the hairline and the cheekbones. I like to keep it right along the hairline, so I usually use a smaller contour brush. And now I'm just going over the bronzer and contour a little bit with the lighter shades Halo and Enhance, just to soften it a little bit. This is such a good trick. If you go a little bit too heavy on your bronzer, you can always just go in with your face powder and lighten it. And now picking up the MAC Mineralize blush in Warm Soul and just dusting that on the apples of the cheeks and blending it back into the bronzer. And I like dusting it on my nose and a little bit on my forehead and chin just to add a very natural sun-kissed effect. And now I'm going into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sugar Glow Kit, and I'm mixing the shades Gumdrop and Starburst using a Morphe 310 brush. And I'm spritzing it with some setting spray just to intensify the highlight. Now I'm using the shade Butterscotch to highlight my forehead, center of my nose, Cupid's bow, and a little bit on the chin. I usually like using a little bit more of a golden highlight for the rest of my face, and if I want to use more of a tinted editorial highlight, I usually just put that on the cheekbones. Now I'm going in with the Morphe R36 brush and the shade Starburst just to intensify the highest points of the highlight. And picking up that shade Starburst and highlighting the highest point of my brow. Now moving on to the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with my Sigma E15 brush, and I'm using the shade Sagittarius from the Colourpop palette, and I'm keeping this really close to the waterline. And now I'm using my Sigma E30 brush and the shade Peach Sangria from the Too Faced palette just to add a little bit more warmth and smoke out that line. And going in with my Time Los Angeles 206 brush and the shade Libra from the Colourpop palette, just to add a soft blend. And going back in with the pencil brush and Peach Sangria just to add a little bit more pigment back, and just going back and forth and blending out those colors. Now picking up the shade Sagittarius on my flat definer brush and just placing that right in the waterline without any eyeliner. Now I'm using my MAC Extended Play mascara on my lower lashes. I love this mascara for the lower lashes. The brush is really small and grabs every lash and separates it nicely. I'm using it on my upper lashes as well. And I'm going in with my Milk Kush mascara, and I'm just using this one to add more volume and definition to the top lashes. And I'm just using a makeup wipe to take off the foundation that got on my lips. Now I'm using my Too Faced Melted Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Suck It. This is by far my favorite formula of liquid lipsticks. It's super long wearing, really comfortable to wear, and I love the applicator and the smell of it as well. So after I have a nice even coat, I'm going to go in with my Nars Velvet Lip Glide in the shade Bound, and I'm going to use this as a lip topper just to add more hydration and also a little bit more pink to the lips. And lastly, going in with my Too Faced Hangover Setting Spray to set the skin. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. I love how this turned out, and it's super easy for you guys to recreate. I basically only used 3 eyeshadows for this entire look. And I also love really combining 2 different formula lipsticks, like on top of a liquid lipstick, to make it a little bit more comfortable to wear. So this is one of my go-to looks this fall for sure. I hope you guys love this look. If you do like it, make sure to like this video and make sure you're subscribed to my channel so that way you know when I'm posting my next video. And you can follow me on Instagram at Chelsreymua. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.